I've just been trying to process some very difficult emotions. One of them being intense anger. I just was looking back at old emails and I saw an email 20th of February 2023 and I'd asked my grandma for some money for a train ticket for a train ticket to register the twins' birth. And my mum was like, oh, I don't believe you. So I told her about the appointment. And then she said, well, we've sent it anyway. But she doesn't believe you sent it anyway. Take your ID because there'll be no money if you forget it, blah, blah, blah. I think I sent evidence, but maybe I forgot to attach it or something. But I sent an email that said, oh, look, well, it must exist. I thought I attached it, but maybe I was just saying that, oh, you must believe me then if you've sent the money. Because it's not something that, like, it would make sense to lie about that, like, for the sake of 50 quid. Like, there was a genuine delay in being able to register the birth. So, so that was the last email that I sent her prior to what she did with the order. So that was 20th of February. And she said, leave us alone and we'll take action against you. And then I just mentioned the train, and then she said, oh, I just transferred it. And then that was it. There was nothing more abusive. There was nothing from me after that email. My wife called them and meant well. Said he may harm himself because he doesn't know how he's going to manage. She was worried about me. So she convinced my grandma just to give me one last payment so I had enough for bills. And then after that, they went ahead and did the order. She said, leave us alone. We will take action against you. Then there was a talk about the appointment and the 50 quid for the train ticket. Then there was nothing from me. She even said in the report, I've had no contact with him, no direct contact since the 20th of February 2023. So I wonder, what was the final straw? Had she already decided? I would like to know, like, when did she actually decide that she was going to do this order against me? Like, when did she decide? Had she decided when she said in the email, please don't contact us for the next 6 months? She'd made up her mind. We're not only contact us for the next 6 months. She knows non-molestation orders are 6 months. She knew that because that's what my ex did against me. She knows that. She knows it. She knows that they're 6 months. She did it they got it for a year. She's made up her mind then. So if she'd made up her mind already, why did she say leave us alone or we'll take action against you? And then I don't do anything. She's made up her mind already. It's like, it's such trickery. She's such a tricky, and this is what I hate. This is why it's just tricky women are just the worst. I feel traumatized if I'm around women that are the slightest bit deceptive or tricky, because it's a reminder of her. I can't deal with tricks to women. Thank God my wife is straight up with me, and I always say, just be straight with me. Don't even be tempted to be tricky with me, because it's a nightmare. Tricky women are just the worst. Tricky anyone is the worst. Because of what I've gone through, it's particularly difficult. Why say to someone, why the hell say, leave us alone or we will take action against you? But you've already made up your mind. Because you said 6 months foreseeable future. And then you've said, I've had no direct contact with him since that date. And then my partner phones in good faith. And I don't know, my question is just like, what triggered it? Was it my email asking for the train fare? Because it was to do with the twins and they're jealous? Was it to do with my partner phoning up and Denise was getting jealous? Because leave us alone or we will take action against you. I listened to her. There was nothing abusive after that. There was nothing. There was nothing other than my partner trying to get a hold of her to say, I'm worried about him. And then desperately saying, please send him one last bit of money because he's worried about how he's going to manage. And that was it. There was nothing else. I did leave them alone, but they still went ahead and did it. Looking for a reason to do it. They were looking for a reason. They were looking for it. Because they wanted to take that money. They took 25 grand off my grandma. They wanted to take the money. More for my grandma. She knows the truth. She called me on the phone. She said, my lovely boy. She helped me out. She called my mum a bitch. She said, your bitch wife, all she cares about is money. I've got my dad on film. In fact, I can put it on YouTube for all of you to see what my grandma thinks about my mum.